Hey, Gary, thanks so much for joining me. We've been talking about a lot of different things in the past, but I really want to know. I've been hearing a lot about this concept of wireless airspace defense. What is that, and where has this term or this concept come from?
Okay. Well, thank you for the question, Nathan. And I think to best understand wireless airspace defense, I want to kind of take you back just for a few seconds and make sure we all understand that, the IoT, right, has created the world's largest and most vulnerable attack surface, the scope of which is only broadening with the promise of 5G. And with 80% of new devices wirelessly connected these days, right, wireless has quickly become this new network and new external attack surface, creating this massive security blind spot. With hundreds of new protocols and frequencies and operating systems now being used outside of the Wi-Fi frequencies to transmit data,
right?
Over-the-air attacks are becoming more increasingly sophisticated and frequent. So for the most part, these attacks have gone undetected, and that's simply because customers don't have the broader area of visibility that they need in order to detect, assess, and prevent risk from this new attack vector. So to put it simply, wireless airspace defense is a next generation RF visibility threat detection and mitigation platform that focuses on securing layers 0, 1, and 2 before an IP is assigned. It's protecting all of the wireless RF emissions of 4G, 5G, but also includes CBRS, which is now being deployed, or private LTE, GPS, as well as Wi-Fi. And at layer 0, there's RF emissions from EMI that are causing significant risks to the business. A couple of good examples on why airspace defense is important. There was a recent attack that took place on a GPS customer, just recently, and a lot of folks don't realize that GPSs use what's called L1 to communicate to the satellites. This company uses GPS in a mission critical way to synchronize their critical applications, right? So there was an active GPS jamming and weakening attack going on, and the only time the customer knew about it was after the fact. It was a post-mortem effort, you could say. So wireless airspace defense is a new proactive early warning system that helps us detect these new events coming across via wireless. And having a single platform that can correlate all things wireless is key, right? It's critically important, especially in the new online world of wireless and digital transformation. So to kind of summarize, the wireless airspace defense is a comprehensive RF visibility solution for addressing the evolving challenges in wireless security.
Great.
Make sense?
It makes a lot more sense now that you say it that way. And I really appreciate that. So why, you kind of hit on this, but why has this concept of wireless airspace defense become such a huge topic of conversation and such a huge topic of discussion in the world of cybersecurity?
Well, good questions. So wireless airspace defense has become a critical component of any cybersecurity strategy for multiple reasons, right? As wireless continues to expand within the organization, right? The adoption of wireless is not slowing down, and wireless is playing more of a mission critical role, in order for these customers to gain competitive advantage. Organizations are starting to recognize that the significance of securing their wireless communications in airspace from these emerging threats is key. So to stay brief, I'll share with you 3 additional reasons why it's important to any cybersecurity strategy. And number one is the proliferation of wireless devices, right? With the widespread adoption of wireless technologies in the environment today, especially IoT and mobile devices, this has led to an exponential threat in the number of connected devices that customers are using. Also, whereby each device that's connected is each device that's connected is a potential cyber attack into the network, making the wireless defense strategy paramount. And if you don't have it, you're kind of flying blind. If that makes sense. And then, of course, number two, right, the expanding attack surface is growing with wireless technologies. As the more proliferation of wireless devices go out there, the bigger the expanded attack surface, and it's quite significant. And of course, attackers can target not only the traditional Wi-Fi networks, but also a wide range of other communication channels, frequencies, and protocols like CBRS that's running in a non-standard frequency, EMI is running at layer 0, and GPS is doing its own thing on a different frequency and a different protocol. So this expansion creates new opportunities for cyber attacks and vulnerabilities to be created, which we kind of call the invisible threat. And lastly, the number three is the threat landscape is currently evolving. It's currently changing, right? Cybersecurity threats are becoming a little bit more sophisticated. These over-the-air attacks now include jamming. They're including eavesdropping, and spoofing is becoming increasingly common and challenging to detect. And as I mentioned, right, this wireless airspace defense is now critical because it's necessary in order to keep up with these evolving threats. So that it really is what that really is the key aspect of wireless airspace defense, Nathan.
Wonderful, thank you. And I mean, with this being so important and such a critical thing for organizations around the globe at this point, kind of, can we boil it down? Maybe like, what are three things that organizations should be considering when it comes to wireless airspace defense? Like, what are those three things they should be focusing on?
Okay. I would say the three things that organizations should be considering when they're looking at the wireless airspace defense. They should be considering really kind of three key things. I would say number one would probably be you need comprehensive visibility, right? You can't defend what you don't know. So organizations should invest in solutions that provide comprehensive RF visibility, that's radio frequency visibility, across their entire wireless airspace. This includes not only monitoring the traditional Wi-Fi frequencies, but also the other wireless communication channels, protocols, and frequencies in use, such as IoT, cellular, GPS, as well as the layer 0 EMI. So having comprehensive RF visibility also allows organizations to detect and analyze these wireless emissions, identify anomalies, and gain insights into the behaviors of these devices and networks within their airspace proactively. So again, without a complete view of the RF environment, critical threats may go unnoticed. That's number one. And of course, I would say number two would be real-time threat detection and mitigation. Effective wireless security required real-time detection and rapid response capabilities, right? Organizations should try to implement systems that can identify and respond to over-the-air attacks as they occur, right? Not after the fact, including jamming attacks, eavesdropping attempts, and rogue devices, and unauthorized access, and so forth. So that's number two, right? Being able to be able to have a rapid response to any deviation of policy or unacceptable vulnerability exposure states. And then, of course, I think number three is really important. Thinking, integration with existing security infrastructure is key, right? Organizations should ensure that their wireless airspace defense should seamlessly integrate with their existing cybersecurity infrastructure. That's key. This includes security, information and event management systems, SIMs, and other network monitoring tools with incident response procedures in place. So this integration allows for a coordinated threat response, and it helps correlate the wireless threats with other events that may be going on within the environment, so you can build a complete picture. And the ability to incorporate this new threat detection, area visibility from an airspace defense type platform is really key to help bolster the broader cybersecurity strategy that customers should be considering to be effective in today's online world.
Great. Well, Garry, thank you so much for all this information. I really appreciate you spending the time with us, and just thanks again.
Okay, thank you.